Hello, this is Wayne from Core Invest Institute. Welcome to our first video of the Think or Swim series. So in this video, we'll be going through the setup and navigation of the platform. We'll start off with looking at the orientation as well as taking you through to the navigation of the platform. Thereafter, we'll do the setup of general applications. The left sidebar panel will also help you to set up your first watch list and as well as going through the trade tab. In separate videos, we'll be covering the chart studies as well as drawing tools for analysis. So for the general setup and navigation, we'll first go through the personal computer. Thereafter, at the later part of the video, we'll be also covering the iOS and Android operating system setups. After you're logged into the Think or Swim platform, there are two sides, the left sidebar and the main trading window. On the left side, there are a number of gadgets. The most important are account information, live news, watch list, and quick chart. And then you have the right side, which is for main trading activities. Let us dive straight into the hands-on. Okay, after you have successfully logged into the Think or Swim system, you come to a screen with two main sections. This is the left panel with mainly gadgets over here. And on the right side, you have the main window with all the 8 tabs we mentioned about. There are a couple of key buttons we want to introduce you to. First of all, these 3 lines, which I call the hamburger, it is actually called the show action. It allows you to detach these gadgets. You can also use it to print, screenshot, or even export. Then you have something like that. It's called the gear. Okay, these gears are to configure and to customize something. Then I want to introduce you to this over here. Over here, these are called the clips. It allows you to link the system to a platform. So the first thing I want to take you through is this setup button. So go to the application setting. It helps you to customize your screen. So first of all, this is the general button. Go to the look and feel. And this is where you can choose the color scheme, whether you want a dark screen or a light screen. I prefer a dark screen. And the font size, you have different sizes. And for me, I like to see more things. I put a small screen. But for the purpose of today, I'll do a medium screen, a medium size so that we can all see it clearly. And the rest are all fine. Okay. Then under order default, look for stocks. Make sure that they're 100. Look for options. You would have 10 for a start. Please change it to 1 so that you can have 1 order per contract. And then you go to futures. Make sure it is also 1 over here. Futures of options, 1 as well. And then you go to the notification. This is where you get notification from the system, either on your mobile and or your mobile devices. So send an email to. So you can type in your email address, for example, mine. Okay. And you press get order confirmation code. And then you wait for the code. It will be sent to your email. And from your email, key in the confirmation code and it is all set up. You can also add in another email address as well as your mobile devices. So you can set it up. And then the notification side, so you want to key in alert. And for the alert, you may want to have sound on trigger. You want to send push notification to your mobile devices. And then you also want to have the switch to alert book after the creation. And you want to have some of the fields like market. You want to have last. You want to have close. You want to have news. And you want to put in also index. Okay, so these are the few check marks that you want to have. Order field. Click sound on trigger. Send push notification. And then you don't want to have all these. There are too many. So choose market, last, close, news. Okay, order field, index as well. TOS announcement. This is important. Click send notification. And then chat messages. you want to also get some notification on your mobile devices. Now, after you have done all these, you can say apply settings. So that is done. Okay, let us customize the left panel here for gadgets. You will have a couple of preloaded gadgets over here, and you can open, expand it, or you collapsed it. So first of all, let us keep the account info over here and delete the rest of the gadget. Okay, you go to this action, show action button, click it. Right at the bottom, there's a delete gadget. Please delete all the rest, and we'll start from scratch. Only keeping the account info. And to add gadgets, you go down to the bottom over here, the plus sign. And the first gadget you want to add would be your watch list. There will be something there. And create 2 watch list gadgets. Add in 1 live news gadget. Plus again, add in quick chart. And we do 2 of those quick charts. All right. So let us first set up the quick charts as they are quick. The first one, I would like you to type in a /ES, okay, and enter. Okay, it has some error message there. Try again. /ES, and choose the one that says E-mini S&P 500. Okay, and the second one, you put in SPX, right? We'll explain what they are later. Okay, so these 2 are set up, and once you have done that, you will collapse it. Okay, so they're set up. Next is live news. It's already preloaded with some of the news based on whatever you are putting it in. And okay, for the watch list, you have 2. I would like you to click the first one beside the word watch list. Click it and say create a watch list over there. There will be a new watch list. You're going to key in jewels. Mine is already preloaded. So you put in jewels, okay? And then you're going to key in these symbols. What I'm going to show you is that I will have mine preloaded, and I would like you to copy the watch list I have. Once you click it, you have a couple of items over there, and you can expand this by pulling the window down to expand the window, okay? And then I'm going to repeat it, jewels, create watch list over here, and key in jewels. I'm going to key in over here the symbol. The first one, I'm going to sort it, KO, which is Coca-Cola. Next one is GSK, and that is GlaxoSmithKline, pharmaceutical. PFE is Pfizer, another pharmaceutical. SLV, that is silver. Next one is TEVA, Teva, which is a pharmaceutical. P&G. Then you have T for AT&T. Starbucks is SBUX. These are called symbols, okay? And then you have Oracle, ORCL. And then you have some ETFs under the S&P sectors. This is called the XLP. This is consumer staples. XLU for consumer utilities. XLE for energy. KHC, that's Kraft Heinz. CVS, that's healthcare. ETF. SYY is Cisco. Comcast is CMCSA. You have XLK, that is healthcare ETF, and XLV. All right, so these are the few that you have added, and you can press save. Okay, and it should be loaded there. And at any one time, once this is loaded, I'm going to remove this. Once it is loaded, you can add in anything you want over here. For example, if you like Apple, you can put in AAPL, all right? And it's there. But I would like to ask you not to add anything to the jewels list. And you come to the second one. This is where you add your personal watch list there. So put create and fill in your name there. So my name is Wymin. I'll put in Wymin. And then I'll put in my Apple, for example. If I like Facebook, I put Facebook. If I like the Netflix, I would put Netflix, NFLX. If I like Google, I'll put GOOGL, so on and so forth. And you can put save. All right, so that becomes your personal watch list. So add anything new over here and keep the jewels as is. Okay, and that's it. Now we're going to customize the columns of the watch list over here. So you go to this little gear, click it to customize it. And then you will see a couple of items over here. Let us remove whatever you don't need. So this is a remove button. And let's start from scratch. So you have a symbol over there. First thing you need is ADX. Click it. Add item. Okay, you select it. Add item. Then you want to have the last price. Add item. You want to have the bid. Add item. And ask. Select it and add. All right, so it's over there. So you press OK. You have the 4 items over here, and you can always resize the column to make sure that you can see all the numbers over there. Okay. And you can also resize this left panel over here. Put your cursor on the bar over here, and you can make it bigger or smaller. All right. And you can always collapse it and open it. Okay, similarly, for the second watch list, do the same thing. Open it and go for the small little gear over here, customize it, okay? And you can always drag the columns, okay? You can click it, drag it to anywhere you want. And the same thing, please make sure that you have a symbol, ADX, last, bid, and ask, okay? Once you've got this, press OK, and you have your watch list set up. Okay, next for your convenience, we are going to link some of these gadgets to make sure that when you click on one particular symbol, all the other gadgets are going to show you the same symbol. So you see this little clip over here, click this, and you say, mark it with red, and that's easiest. You can choose any color you want, any number you want, but as an example, I'm going to use 1 red. You go to the other watch list as well, click the clip, and you put red. And you also want to link the live news with a red. I would suggest not to do the other two. For now, the ES and the SPX quick charts, you want them to stay permanently on that side and you don't want to link it. When you want to create a chart and you want to link it, you can also do the same, okay? Expand it, you can also mark it with the color you want. But for our purpose, we're going to keep the ES and the SPX on the chart permanently, and therefore we do not want to link it. The last thing to do for your left panel here is to rearrange your gadgets. So let us collapse all the gadgets. Okay. Right. And you're supposed to see the red clip over here. If you can't see, you can always expand it until you see your red clip. The gear at the bottom here is for you to rearrange them. All you need to do is to click and drag. Okay. Click and drag. So the first thing you want to do now is to have accounts info followed by news. Click and drag live news, and then you have 2 watch lists and 2 quick charts over here. And then let's check it out. Account info, live news, your jewels watch list, and your personal watch list, followed by the 2. And that's it. So we have now completed the left sidebar setup. We will now move on to the main part, which has got 8 tabs, namely the monitor. This is for trade monitoring, tracking of your positions, portfolio consolidation, as well as to look through all your transactions in the account statements. The second one is trade, and as the name implies, it is for entering your trades. Analyze tab is a very important trade. This is where you do simulation of your trade profit and loss. You can analyze what-if scenario for volatility and probability. They also contain economic data indicators, the company fundamentals and their P&L, their earnings, as well as to allow you to do back testings. The Scan tab is mainly used by the advanced users where they enter their search criteria to filter for stocks, options, futures, or Forex. Then you have the Market Watch. It has quotes, alerts, heat map, financial rates, as well as calendar of events. The next tab that you'll be using is the chart. It contains real-time market price and volume chart for technical analysis as well as drawing tools. Next will be the tool. It has Ting log, videos, and shared items. And finally, a help tab for context. Back on the platform, let me take you general orientation. These are the 8 tabs I was mentioning to you. In addition, there is an education tab with a learning center. Click that and you can find how to think or swim. These are all the manuals on what each of these tabs are for, how to do, and also information on mobile trading. There's a tab on technical analysis, very useful information. FAQ, extremely good information on the various topics as you can see. And glossary. These are the A to Z items on vocabularies and definitions. So I suggest that you take some time to go through these pages, although they are general, but it can be very useful. There is a very important button here that you need to know. It's called the support chat. This is where you can get live support, where you can create support requests. Look for the necessary department over here. Type in the subject and your question, and you can send your request. They are 24 hours and they're extremely helpful people over there. Let me take you through the 8 tabs over here, among which this is help to get contact information. The tools here, these are not something that you'll be using at the beginning. Market Watch, you'll be using alert, and this is where you set alert and we'll be showing you in a separate video. Calendar is where you can get all the events over here, and it is tabulated across a calendar for the respective symbols or companies. Next is Scan. This will not be used at the beginning stage. They are more for the experienced users. And leaving us now with the remaining 4 important tabs. Let us start with the Monitor tab. Click the Monitor tab, and there are 2 common sub-tabs that you have. First is Activity and Positions, and the second one is Account Statement. Let us start with the Activity and Positions. This is where after you have opened a position, you will find all the information here. This is a section for working order, where after you have sent your order, you will be holding here until they are filled. Once filled, it will come over here, Fill Order. If you cancel any working order, it will come into this section. And finally, this is a position statement. And this is where all your holdings will be shown here. Your profit and loss will be shown here as well. And over here at the end, it will show your cash and sweep, that is amount of available cash you have and your overall profit and loss. This is a double triangle where if you click, you will open up and expand all your open positions. Right now, it is empty. Once we have opened a position, it will be reflected under the position statement. You open position through the Trade tab or the Analyze at Simulator tab. Once filled, it will be indicated here under Position Statement. And in this example, we have ES. You can expand it by clicking it, and all the details will be there. And these are all the columns, and you can customize these columns to make sure that you have the information you need. Click the gear button over here, and as a default setting, you will have quantity, days, the trade price, the mark, and mark change. So the mark change is what you do not need. You can remove it, okay? Quantity of lots, number of expiring dates that you have. This is the entry price on trade, and this is the market price. That will be sufficient, and you can enter OK. And that's it. The next sub-tab is Account Statement. Click here, and this is where you get all your transactions documented over here. First thing I will need you to do is to go to the account, click Margin Account. Okay, once you have margin account, you should be able to see your cash and sweep here. This is where you will have your transactions, and order history would be here. The next thing that I would like you to do is to come to the transactions all here to have a very clean cash and sweep Please uncheck start of the day balance because you do not want to have too many of these lines there. Click outside and you should see 5 out of 6 types. And then you come also to this 1 day back from today. This is where it is like a bank statement. You can check your transaction history based on how many days back, or you can customize the dates. Let us move on to the next tab. It's called a trade. This is where you enter your trades. First thing to do is to customize it. There's a clip here. Please click red. So if you were to go to any of your watch list over here, if you click one thing, you will get it here as well. You try Starbucks, SBUX, you click it there, and this is also synchronized. And once you have it there, you will see this is called the option chain with the various expiry dates and the number of days of expiry. And if you click it, it will show you the whole option chain. And this will be done at a separate event. First time on the trade tab here, normally it will show 4 lines here, strike. And these are too few. So you want to click here, strike, and you click all. But then these are too many. So you want to reduce it to make it more manageable. Click it, and you key in 30. So this will be a more manageable number. Next thing you want to organize will be your columns over here, and you go to layout. Click layout. There are some preset over here, but we need to customize it. And what we don't need here would be some other things that you don't need. We will keep probability OTM and delta. You need others, for example, open interest. So key in open, and you have open interest, select it, add. And you want to have one more called last price, which is last X. Click it, add item. If you do not have this OTM, you can click OTM here, and you have it there, and you add over there. Okay, for example, we add this in, and since it is duplicated, you can always click one and remove. Now we shall rearrange them. You want to start with open interest, you move this up. You want to have delta, and then OTM, you move up. And this with the arrangement, open interest, OTM, delta, and last X. And you press OK. So this is now arranged. And if you want to resize any of these columns, you can always put your cursor over here and you can resize them. Okay. And the last thing you want to do here is to save this layout. Click layout and save as. Keep these items over here so that they are reminded. Press save. And that's done. All right. Next thing is analyze. So this is where you can also enter your trade through the add simulator trade. You have exactly the same screen. You can click it and you can enter the trade from this as well. The good thing about entering from this is that you're able to see the risk profile where you can check the profit and loss on this chart. You'll be taught separately on how to use this. This button called fundamental is a very useful one. You click it and it is able to tell you the information of the company. Again, let us clip this with red. And the same Starbucks will come out with all the information on fundamentals, and you can see the company profile with quarterly and annually reports. You scroll down, you get the financial data as well. So this is where you get lots of information about a company on fundamentals. For future research, you can use this button called the Think Back. And this you can go back in time to find out the price and movement of a particular stock, and you can use it for analysis and testing. The next button here is called Economic Data. I would like to invite you to explore this on your own. They have a lot of good information as well. And the last button is the Chart button. This is an extremely useful button and you'll be using a lot. We will be helping you to set up your chart respectively in a separate video. In summary, there are many things on this platform. It is a very powerful platform, and to get you started, do focus on a couple of tabs. The Monitor tab is where you will do the monitoring, trade entry on trade, analyze for analysis of profit and loss, chart for technical indicators as well as charting to decide on entry and exit. And of course, if you have some time, do take a bit of time to look through and explore the education, the support and chat function, And these are all the useful items that you'll be using very often. Let us now proceed to set up our iOS version. I've opened up on the right side here the phone version, and on the left I have kept to display the PC version. So once logged in, you will get a watch list, and displaying here will be the watch list that you have jewels with the corresponding companies over here. I can always switch the watch list by pressing watch list and then select Wymin. That's my personal watch list. I can delete or add any companies here. For example, I want to add in a company called Alibaba. Symbol is BABA. I'll press done, and I have it here. So this is the company that is displayed, and I'm going to add it in with this plus sign, and Baba is now added. And if I want to delete something, for example, I want to delete Google, I press Google, and then there's a delete sign here. Delete it, and it's gone. All right. So over here, I can go back to my jewels list, and I would like to link this page here with the red, since I have done it also the same on the PC version. And now we have synchronized it. For example, I'm going to click on gold, GLD. Okay, so you see GLD is displayed over here. You see correspondingly, this is gold, and I can open up my chart and it will be showing gold. Let's say I change something. I go back and I'll press in Oracle, ORCL. Now this is also displaying correspondingly Oracle, and the live news is also Oracle. So this is to synchronize that. So now let us customize the columns over here. So these are the companies, and this is something special called the Spark chart. You only find this on the mobile version, and you can see an overview of the movement of price over here, and that is something great. And on the right side, you can always scroll for all the columns you may have. You do not need so many of these, and you can customize this by pressing this gear to configure. So here, the minus sign is to remove it. We do not need all these. We can just delete them, click that, and delete most of it you do not need. So we want to keep maybe the 52-week high and low, and then we will delete the rest. Volume we don't need, size we don't need. We will keep the bid and ask. We will delete the open. We delete the last change. All right, and we will keep the Spark chart as well. If you want to add something, for example, we have added ADX on the PC version. So we'll add ADX, select it, and done. So now we have added ADX. And how do we rearrange it? So you will click here, and then you will drag it just after the Spark. Okay, and you will have ADX, last price, bid ask. So that would be fine. And you have got a lot of other indicators that you could also add in if you wish to. Press done, and that is set up now. So that is the watch list. Okay, and the next tab here is called the position. And this is where you are having the same information as in the monitor page over here on your PC. And you will have the profit and loss over here, and you can have your position noted. When you press this gear, it is again to synchronize and to configure your columns. So again, most of the things you don't need, it's just too many. You are going to remove some of it, delete the P&L, the net liquid. You don't need the margin or mark change. You do not need all these delta indicators. We will remove these as well. We'll keep a calendar of events, and then you have trade price, mark, days to expiration. So this is all good. And if you want to add anything, let us go through if there is anything we need over here. Answer is no, and we are happy with that. Keep these 5 items on your phone, and then we press done. So this page is already set up, okay? And you can click this arrow button to open and to collapse your open positions. And these are your P&L for the positions that you have. The third tab here is called orders. And this is also the same as your monitor. You have the working order, the field order, and the cancel order. So same, working, field, cancel, all and saved orders as well. Next one is called alert. This is a good place to set alerts on the iPhone, and it's very easy. You can add something over here. For example, you may like to have, we added Baba just now. So let's put in Baba, okay? And you can select it. And the price today is 214. Assuming that it is going up and you want to buy when there's a dip, and say, for example, you want to be alerted on the last price when the price dip, that is below or equals to, okay, to a certain price. So if it's 214 and you want to be informed and to enter at 210, you can key in here 210. Click it, 210, done, and you can set create alert. So alert is created and you have it there. So just to double check, Baba now is 215. You will be alerted once the last price is at or below 210. It is now active. Once it is triggered, it will come to this page called triggered, or you may cancel it and it will come here. Now let's go back to the watch list here. And there's an extra button over here called more. Click it and you have a couple of more functions. You have all accounts to show your account situation. You will have messages when to get notification, okay, or any triggers will also be notified here. Then you have a calendar. This information will be the same as what you have set up on the Market Watch calendar. So the same corresponding information. And then chat rooms, this is what you don't really need to use. We go back to this main screen. And the next one is balances. So this is where you show a lot of items on your account balances. And sometimes there are too many items there. You can actually remove it. Same, you will be able to delete some of these items not required. Day trades left, you don't need. You don't need cash available for withdrawal, trading, equity commission, total commission you need. And the rest you can keep. So you want to have available for trading, cash and sweep vehicle, cash balance, net liquid, day trading option power, option buying power, stock buying power. And you want to leave the last one over here. And you can always move, click, and drag the items accordingly. But this order is good, okay? So follow that and press done. Going back to the next one, Traders TV. So on this page, you can watch TV on CNBC News, the same corresponding onto the PC platform. At the bottom, you can add the live TV gadget. Move on to the next one, help and support. On this page, you'll find that this help chat will be the same as what you have on the PC version over here. You can have the items that you want. For example, general support. You will click in your question and you can post it and they will send you a notification. Going back here, you will continue to go back and there are more items here, help and learning. So this is a very useful page because app help videos here allows you to have a lot of education and demos on this phone version. So you have trading stock, you have got trading single options, a lot of other stuff, including trading futures. If you click Traders Education, there are even more resources that you can read through. Going back, and there are emails as well as call numbers for you to get help from. Going back, settings. So this is where you have general settings, and most of it are fine. You can go through, and this is where the look and feel theme you can change to a light version or a dark version. And I find the dark version is soothing for the eye, and I like to keep it there. And the rest you can take a look, and once done, you can get out of this and you come back to the main page, watch list. And that's it. We've now come to the final section of the Android setup and navigation. On the right side, we call up the screen, and on the left side, we still have the PC screen for comparison. Once you have logged in into your Android system, you come to this page called the account summary. And if you were to click this action button, and you have these all accounts, You click it, you have a choice of paper money and live trading. So you can toggle between the two. Let us use the paper money for now. And you can go back to all accounts, and this is your paper money account. And on the left side for the navigation, you have a couple of icons over here. On the main screen here, there are 3 sections. The first section is an overview, which is a dashboard. It starts from balances, news, and you scroll down, you even have messages, traders TV, and chat room. And this section can be customized. You can click this gear over here, and you can unclick the chat room, which you don't really need. And if you like to have the TV, you can leave it there. Otherwise, you can also uncheck it. You press OK, and now you have hidden some of those items that you don't really need. On the right side here, you have the watch list. You can click on watch list, go to personal, and that's where you have saved all your watch list. And we have the jewels and also my personal watch list. So let us start with the jewels over here. And these are all the same stocks that I have saved earlier on. Okay, and I can link this with a clip here. Click it, and likewise, we do the red color, and we're going to synchronize all our devices. So here, if I were to click on KO Coca-Cola, and you will see that on my PC, the Coca-Cola is also displayed, and I have my charts over here, and that's Coca-Cola. If I were to change it to Teva, for example, and you have Teva over there, and it will be synchronized as well with the other side. What's happening? Yeah. So there's a slight delay. And I can also click this to expand my watch list. Okay. And on the watch list, whenever you see this gear, you can always click it to customize what you need. And you can remove some of it that you don't need. You can unclick it, unclick it, unclick it. And the rest you can also do the same, which you don't really need. High and low, open, and the rest I can keep. And if you want to add anything in here, you can always add. For example, we will add in the ADX. You have the ADX, click it, and then you have that. And you can always drag and pull to reposition them. And normally I like to have the ADX below the spark chart. Press OK, and you have it there. Okay, so you can always navigate it, and you can always scroll to the left and to the right. Okay, so that's where you can edit as well. Click here to add any symbol that you want, especially on your personal watch list, but try to keep the jewels list maintained over here without adding or deleting anything. Any changes, you can do it on your personal watch list. Click OK, and that's done. And this is a spark chart that is also available on the tablet version. Once this is done, you can close it back. Now that we have collapsed the watch list, you can see that I have selected a stock, let's say GSK, and you will have an overview over here. You will have the chart, and you have the news at the bottom. And on this page, you also have the options, where you will have the options trading page, and that is where you will select your options and your choices. You can unclick this for the various expiry dates. You can click any one of them to expand that particular contract, and you can find those expiry dates over here. And you can also click here now for the strikes, and you click all strikes, similar to the previous version. And you will see this gear over here. You want to customize the gear. You will have the last price, bid ask delta, probability, and open interest. And these are the things that you need. Whatever you do not need more than this, you will click it to uncheck it. All right, and it's gone. But we will want to have open interest back, and you will have these 2, 4, and 6 items. Once this is set, you can press OK, and you have it there. Again, you are able to scroll it left and right to see the remaining columns that you need to see. And on this side, will be another information on the portfolio in terms of orders and also alerts that you may have set. So all in all, you have the portfolio, options, and the overview. All right, so this is the watch list over here. If you were to key in any of these stocks over here, the details of the stocks will be coming out here. So this is the first section, the watch list, the particulars over here. And there's a hidden section, which is the action button here. You click it, you have your open account overview, back to the main page. Next thing is positions. If you have any open positions, it will be here, which is the same as your monitor tab of your PC screen. Okay, and if you have an open position, you can click the triangle to expand it, and you can close it, and you can see all the details of your P&L over here. Next is your orders. So this is where you have your pending orders like working order, filled orders, and cancel orders, which is the same as your monitor tab here, working, filled, and cancel orders. And this is also where you want to customize the columns, all right? And there are many items that you might not need. You can always remove them. Expiry, the type, the mark you need. You do not need spread, net price, and the rest you'll keep. Save it. And the next thing is balances over here. So you can see these are the balances and you can hide them. And I think this is the button. Let me see. Okay, here I need to authenticate that. Okay, and I will be able to see my balances over here. So this is a safety button. And again, there's a gear here for you to customize what you need. There are a lot of things here and we will have to remove some of it. So this is a commission you need, buying power you need. You don't need this, you don't need this. Option buying power, yes. Liquid data, net liquid is important. You don't need this. Margin you don't need. Maintenance requirement you don't need. Long stock value you don't need. All the Forex items, you can delete them or hide them. Long maintenance you don't need. Couple more of Forex items. Equity percentage you don't need. You need the day trading buying power. You need cash balance. You need cash and sweep and available amount. So that's all you need, and you press enter. So this is now a cleaner page. The next button is alert. I'll click alert to set. So if I were to find one for PNG, for example, and as it is slightly going up, and if I want to set the alert to enter a bullish position and to be informed when it is 115, I come to this alert button, click it, and current price is 117. I want to be alerted when the price is below or equal to 115. So you can click here, you can directly key in 115.00 and create alert. So that's created. You press OK. Coming back to the alert, you'll see PNG already set up 118.38 current price alert when you get last or below 115. Next button here is chat room that you don't really need. Traders TV, you can watch it if you want to. Messages for any notification, and calendar over here. This is the same calendar as you would have under the market watch, and it will be correspondingly the same information. Next is you have help support, and this is the same as help support chat over here. You have the icon over here, and it will be the same information you need. And this is a trade desk. You key in the question that you may have, and you can send off. Then the next thing you have would be back to the help support here, a help and learning. And this is a very useful button where you can get a lot of help videos. Okay, these are all videos on position management, on support chat, on customizing position section, and a whole list of help that you can get. Along with it, on this site, which is the Traders Education, you get a lot of new videos on techniques, and from various on various topics over there. Okay, right. Going back to this action button, and you have settings. That's the last one, and this is where you set up your application. And normally I'll go to the look and feel, the color theme. This is a dark theme, and this is a light theme. And I normally prefer the light theme. Sorry, I prefer the dark theme, which is easier for me on my eye. So I'll go back to the dark, and that's it. All right, so that's the setup for the Android system. So in summary, we have taken you through the setup and helped you navigate across the platform. We started off with the orientation and navigation, and thereafter helping you to customize some of those important tabs. Watch out for our next videos covering the chart studies and drawing tools. Wishing you happy setting up and have a great day.